Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Greece celebrated Epiphany today with church services, the blessing of the waters, and ceremonial dives for the Holy Cross across the country. In Piraeus, the main ceremony took place at the Cathedral of the Holy Trinity, followed by the water blessing and cross dive at the pier opposite St. Spiridon Church. Officials in attendance included President Konstantinos Tassoulas, Minister of Shipping Vasilis Kikias, and Piraeus Mayor Yannis Moralis. Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis extended holiday greetings, emphasizing unity and resilience in a year of global uncertainties. He encouraged citizens to stay committed to truth, responsibility, and community, noting that the best is ahead of us. The cross-diving ritual, observed in coastal towns throughout Greece since the early 1900s, was also held in local communities across the country. These celebrations combined spiritual reflection with public festivity, maintaining Orthodox Christian traditions while marking the start of the new year. Greek farmers are signaling a new round of nationwide protests in response to the government's recent statements on agricultural support. Nearly 40 days after initial blockades began, farmer groups are threatening a 48-hour shutdown of roads and customs if their demands are not fully addressed. Protesters say current government measures focused on fuel tax refunds rather than untaxed diesel do not meet their operational or financial needs. Road and toll blockades continue in western Thessaly, Karditsa, Trikala, and Achaia, while the Nikia overpass towards Thessaloniki remains closed with limited toll openings at Makrichori. In Evros, farmers plan a 48-hour closure of Promahonas customs for trucks, while Kipi customs will stay open for light vehicles and perishable goods. In Chania, Crete, farmers will close the national highway Thursday and march to the local tax office Friday. Government officials maintain that current support measures are final and universal. Spokesperson Pavlos Marinakis said the government has exhausted its patience and will not offer additional aid. What began as a holiday trip for a Greek couple to Panama ended in tragedy after the woman fell ill and died while her husband remains in critical condition. The couple from the island of Kefalonia was traveling with an organized group during the Christmas and New Year period. During the trip, the woman developed a persistent cough. A doctor examined her at the hotel and advised cough syrup, according to a fellow traveler. The following day, she stayed at the hotel to rest while the group went on an excursion. When her husband returned, he found her with severe blisters on her body and took her to a private hospital in Panama. She was intubated and doctors initially treated her for influenza A. Her condition worsened rapidly and she later died. During the return journey, the husband also developed serious symptoms, including a high fever. He was hospitalized in Paris and intubated in critical condition. Greece called for a peaceful resolution to the crisis in Venezuela during an emergency UN Security Council meeting, emphasizing adherence to the UN Charter for International Law. Speaking on behalf of Athens, Deputy Permanent Representative Ioannis Stamatekos urged all parties to show restraint and avoid actions that could escalate tensions following reports of the abduction and arrest of Venezuela's president by the United States. He highlighted the importance of protecting civilians, respecting human rights, and addressing transnational crime through international cooperation. Greece stressed that dialogue and diplomacy remain the only viable path to a lasting solution and supported the UN Secretary General's call for inclusive discussions. At the same time, Athens reiterated that it does not recognize Nicolás Maduro's authority or the results of Venezuela's July 2024 elections, citing flaws in the process. Greece confirmed its support for a negotiated democratic transition in line with the will of the Venezuelan people and said it is ready to assist regional and international efforts aimed at resolving the crisis peacefully. Greek authorities have formed a special committee to investigate Sunday's airspace blackout after a partial collapse of the air traffic control system disrupted flights and affected thousands of passengers. The incident occurred early Sunday when the Athens flight information region went offline for about 40 minutes. Air traffic communications froze, aircraft were grounded, and multiple flights were cancelled. Air traffic controllers reported that radio frequencies carried radar noise instead of instructions. During the outage, the backup system failed to activate and telephone and electronic communication channels were also unavailable. Although operations later resumed, delays continued for hours. The Civil Aviation Authority initially cited massive interference affecting frequencies before referring to a technical failure. Officials have not yet clarified the cause. Prosecutors have ordered a parallel judicial investigation into possible dangerous interference in air transport. Air traffic controllers and experts have again raised concerns over aging infrastructure. Airlines report that at least 2,000 pieces of luggage were misplaced during the disruption. 3 suspects have surrendered to police following a fatal bar fight in the city of Patras that left a 30-year-old man dead, authorities said. The suspects are 2 brothers aged 35 and 38 and a 29-year-old friend. They turned themselves in late Monday after being identified among 9 people linked to the case. In statements to police, they denied responsibility for the fatal assault and said surveillance footage shows who delivered the deadly blows. The incident took place in the early hours of Sunday at a nightlife venue in central Patras. A dispute between 2 groups escalated into a physical confrontation. Investigators say several individuals repeatedly punched and kicked the victim, causing severe injuries. Those involved later took the man to a local hospital before leaving the scene. Doctors attempted to save him, but he died from his injuries. Medical findings show the cause of death was myocardial ischemia resulting from the beating. A new nationwide survey shows widespread dissatisfaction among Greeks, with nearly 2/3 believing the country is moving in the wrong direction. According to the first poll of 2026, 62% of respondents say Greece is on the wrong path, while 32% believe it is heading in the right direction. Despite this sentiment, the government party, New Democracy, remains clearly ahead in the political landscape. In estimated voting results, New Democracy records 29.6%, maintaining a wide lead over its rivals despite a decline compared with early 2024. PASOK follows in second place at around 10% after losing about 4 percentage points over the past year. Several smaller parties post gains. Plevsi Eleftherias rises into double-digit support, Greek Solution also strengthens, and the Communist Party records solid results. Syriza continues to lose ground. Undecided voters make up nearly 13%. The survey also shows divided views on political leaders and on Greece's international standing, reinforcing a picture of electoral stability alongside persistent public dissatisfaction. The municipality of Athens has announced the reopening of the outdoor swimming pool at the Roudi Sports Complex, welcoming athletes, residents, and visitors from Thursday, January 8th. Athens Mayor Haris Doukas said the pool returns safe, fully functional, and accessible to everyone following coordinated restoration efforts. He added that operations will fully comply with all safety regulations and health protocols and emphasized the city's commitment to supporting sports participation and athletic education. The president of the Athens Culture, Sports and Youth Organization said health and safety were top priorities throughout the renovation process. The pool has received a 5-year operating license valid until December 31st, 2030. The municipality noted that the outdoor pool will serve as a space for physical activity, wellness, and recreation for all ages, providing athletes and sports clubs with a key facility in the city. The National Meteorological Service has issued red code alerts for 5 regions as a major weather system brings heavy rain, thunderstorms, and strong winds across Greece from Tuesday through Thursday. Western Greece, Epirus, and the Ionian Islands, including Corfu, are expected to see intense rainfall and thunderstorms through Wednesday. On Wednesday and Thursday, severe weather will move to eastern Macedonia and Thrace, as well as the Peloponnese, with localized flooding possible. Meteorologists warn of gusty south winds reaching 8 Beaufort in the northeastern and southern Aegean, while temperatures may rise to 20-21 degrees Celsius in southern areas. Dust from North Africa could also affect western and southern regions. The General Secretariat for Civil Protection has urged residents to secure loose objects, clear drains, avoid crossing streams or rivers during storms, and stay indoors during hail or lightning. Coastal and outdoor activities should be postponed, and travelers are advised to follow local traffic and safety instructions. These were the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Thank you for watching.